Hi everyone and welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. On the show today, we're going to unbox my Christmas present. Now this year, Santa brought me a KitchenAid 8-quart commercial mixer. And this is great because it has a lot of power. And we're going to test this baby out to see what it can do. So join me as I do an unboxing of a KitchenAid Commercial 8-quart mixer. So if anyone saw my mixer test that I did recently, where I put the KitchenAid Pro 600 against the Bosch, and I had an interesting outcome because they both had great things about them and they both had areas of concern. And at the end of the video, me and Eric were sort of split on which ones we liked. He liked the Bosch, and I do like the Bosch, but I like the KitchenAid. It ultimately declared the KitchenAid the winner. My concern was I really didn't think that either one of the mixers, the Bosch version that I had, did that great a job on doing dough. The KitchenAid seemed to labor a little bit, and the Bosch seemed to kind of just push the dough around without actually mixing it and kneading it. So my options at that point, I didn't know what to do. I knew that I was going to have to think about what kind of options might be available to me if I want to really actually get into bread making. And the first ones on my mind were to get the new updated Bosch because it has suction cups. The other option was the KitchenAid commercial version of the mixer, or getting a Hobart N50. Now the Hobart, would be the ultimate option. Unfortunately, they're very expensive. They're over $2,000, and I can't justify, spending that kind of money because I don't do it for a living. It's basically just a hobby for me. I really considered the Bosch, and I think that it's a really good mixer. I really, though, was leaning towards KitchenAid just because of a lot of the functionality with some of the attachments that I already had, and plus I'm really used to KitchenAid, and it's just my personal preference. So I asked Santa for the KitchenAid, and Santa came through big time, right? He brought me a commercial KitchenAid 8-quart mixer. It's NSF rated, meaning technically you could use this in a restaurant. It's certified for commercial use, and it has a lot of interesting specifications. It's basically the most powerful mixer in the KitchenAid line. It has a 1.3 horsepower motor, which is significantly more than what the Pro 600 has. It's rated up to 16 cups of flour, meaning you can do 13 dozen cookies or 8 1/4 loaves of bread in a single bowl. Now, I don't really do that much. And, people argue that the Bosch can handle 8 loaves of bread, and that's great. I don't do that many loaves. But buying something with that kind of capacity helps you when you're doing smaller loads, because even the Pro 600 would struggle on 3 loaves of bread, even 2 loaves of bread, right? So I really thought that this was going to be a really good option. So I'm really excited about getting this baby out of the box and testing it over the next couple of weeks to see what it really can do. Santa got me the Empire Red version of the mixer. It's available in a limited colors. It's available in dark pewter, the Empire Red, the Onyx Black, and the white. And I kind of figured my 5-quart is a white mixer, so I didn't want to get another one of those. My new 4.5 quart is silver, which would be similar to the pewter. And so I just decided to go with the red. I thought that might brighten up the kitchen a little bit, right? So let's unbox this baby. So this is the commercial KitchenAid. It's 8 quarts. One of the things when you get one of these is it's not packaged for retail. It's a commercial mixer. So you will get it and it's just going to be in a plain box like this. It has some writing on the front, but it doesn't have all the fancy graphics like it does when you buy a retail version. Just be aware, this came from Santa, from a very big known retailer, Amazon, right? And they don't put it in a secondary box. So this was sitting out on our front porch just like this. And we sort of had a mishap because I came home first and it was sitting out on the porch. So just remember that if you're giving it as a gift and it's shipped from Amazon, you need to be aware that the outside gives away what's on the inside, right? So let's go ahead and crack this baby open. So you probably won't get a lot of the same things that you do with the retail version in terms of the paperwork, because this is the commercial version. I'm not sure if there'll be a manual in here. There is one online, so we'll see if there's an actual manual in here. Actually, there is something in here. There is a manual, so that's good. Oh, and it does have the Cook's Illustrated offer that most KitchenAids have, right? And here's the manual. No fancy pictures or recipes like the other KitchenAids have, because this is purely a commercial version. So here's our mixer, and it is tucked away in its little packaging, and it is definitely red, right? So let's see if we can get this out of here. The very first thing we can grab is the dough hook. And one thing about the commercial mixer is this is NSF rated. So that means a commercial kitchen can use this. NSF is sort of a measure of sanitation. So they feel that this can be properly sanitized in a commercial environment. This being fully 100% stainless steel, this can go in the dishwasher. This is not like your burnished metal. It's not going to give off that powdery coating. It's also not like the coated ones, because a lot of people complain that the coated ones, the coating will chip off. And with NSF, you can't have anything that the coating would chip off, because that could potentially get into your food. And in a commercial, atmosphere where everything's moving really fast, they can't really pay attention to whether or not that is happening. So this is completely solid stainless steel, which also brings in the consideration that if you want additional dough hooks or bowls, they tend to be a lot more expensive. The bowl, to add additional bowls to this is about $85, where you can get one for $40 or $50 for the other models. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. So we'll tip it on its side. So here is our mixer out of the box. And we have our paddle. And one thing I can tell you, these are very heavy compared to the other ones. We can get the scale out and measure these, but this is like solid stainless steel. It's really heavy. Here's our wire whisk, and here's our dough hook again. So one of the things on the commercial version is it has this orange cord. They all have this, probably because of the power. This is more of a commercial type cord. And we have our bowl, and it has this big handle on it. This bowl is huge. Handle there, significantly bigger than our Pro 6, right? The actual 7-quart from the Pro line mixer will fit on this too. So you have the usual hub like any other mixer. The commercial mixer does use the same attachment as any other KitchenAid mixer on the hub. The only thing it doesn't do is, of course, it has its unique paddles and bowl. It is, of course, a bowl lift version, and it has a big knob here for your control. And word on the street is it's significantly quieter than the Pro 600. The Pro 600 is really geary sounding to me. And so we will see how this is going to be, right? And it's our beautiful Empire red color. So looks good so far. So we're going to put this baby to the test and we're going to see what it can do. This is the Pro 600 here. This here is the Commercial 8. Height-wise, the Commercial 8 is only slightly taller than the Pro 6. One of the big differences I see is, one, the head on this one is bigger than this. So that's probably just a larger motor. The other issue is this mechanism in here. Here it's just painted, and whatever this is made out of, this is the same. On the KitchenAid Commercial, this whole piece here is stainless steel. So this mechanism that turns the shaft is stainless steel. This whole thing is stainless steel, as opposed to this here, which isn't. I can imagine part of that might be the NSF, because they don't want this chipping off in any of the food, I guess. So they don't want anything painted next to food. But this just seems like a whole different ball game from this. So we'll see if that is really the case. So in terms of the paddle, I have my scale in grams, and we're going to put the paddle from the Pro 6 on here and weigh it, and that is 185 grams. Now we're going to put the paddle of the Commercial mixer on here, and I can tell you it's significantly more. It's 500 grams. In terms of size, they're kind of similar in size. This one is just made out of really heavy material, and this one is a lot lighter. So we thought we'd do a quick test. The Pro 6 to me is really kind of noisy mixer, and it has a reputation of being really noisy. The Commercial 8 has a reputation of being a lot quieter. So let's just see how that is. I'm going to turn the Commercial 8 on to the stir setting. And I'm going to turn the Pro 6 on the stir setting. So let's try the Commercial at a 4. The Pro 6 is definitely louder. So let's go up to a 10 on the Commercial. And let's go up to a 10 on the Pro 6. So we have the Commercial, and we have the Pro 6. So the Pro 6 is definitely louder. There's a lot of wind coming out the back of the Pro 6. and it's a lot more windy. It's a lot more windy, yeah. Our new commercial 8-quart KitchenAid is out of the box and it's ready to go. First batch, I'm going to make some bread and see how this thing performs. I can't wait to get it going, right? We're going to wash up all these attachments. I'm going to test it out, and then I'll do a video showing you how it works. I do like my other KitchenAid mixers, and I really think that this is going to be a replacement for larger batches. The reason I wanted it is my Pro 6 was basically laboring at times with bread dough, and I really wanted something that could handle it so we can really make some nice bread. I also have a bread machine that I really like. I've been using it for years. I have a Breadman Ultimate. It will only make, 2-pound loaves, and it's kind of limited because I don't have a lot of control about what's going on during the cycles. I love using it though. I just feel like eventually I'm going to kill it. But it's definitely something that I am going to keep and continue to use. So this is our KitchenAid Commercial 8-quart mixer. If you like this video, please subscribe below and leave me a comment and a like, and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on Twitter and Pinterest at Amy Learns to Cook.